We still got a minute. At least on this song. Anyway, good morning. Greetings, salutations, all that jive. It's me, Kevin C, here yet again at Action Pants Gaming. With some more just kind of throwing some parts around. I think I'm going to start the scaffold for that horizontal version of the tower. We're going to turn it into some form of kaleidoscopy bit. At least I'm hoping to. Or we'll just end up building something out of it. We'll see what happens. It is Tuesday. It is November the 12th, and I've got about 10 in the a.m., at least from the chair I'm sitting in. I know some of you are still out there sitting in the past, and some are even out there in the future. But whatever present you happen to be in, I do hope it's going good. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, still got to work on that caffeine intake. Get the mind cranked here. Hold on. Let me get it moving. All right, we should probably look over on the chat. I know it's early. Excuse me. But there might be some people here. There is a Will Badger. I think he probably just stopped in super quick to say have a good stream. Thank you very much, Will. I do appreciate that. And, of course, the moderator of moderators, the mad, the Scottish, the kick. Yeah, my mouth and my brain aren't quite connected yet. Hold on. Get it working. I'll try to anyway. All right. Let's switch on over to not me. There we go. All right, so made a little platform. And I figured I'd start the process for anyone who is new to the building thing. And, we can get on showing you from start to finish kind of how to go about setting something like this up. And I gotta blow my nose. It is a windy, chilly day where I am. It is definitely autumn, fall, whatever you want to call it. You know, that season before winter. And I'll tell you, but it lets me put on my favorite hoodie. All right, I'm going to lower the music just a tad bit more, just so we can be heard. We don't really have anybody in here who doesn't know how to do all this yet, but if you're watching this later, this may help you, I don't know. But it basically a lot of the usage of our CPR, our cube, our pyramid, and our raised paver, otherwise known as crap, if you move the paver and the pyramid around the other way. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our stack, which is very important for me. And basically this is all my moving tools. I'm just going to throw it right here, so my character's probably going to be usually here-ish for at least right now, and then we'll end up moving that somewhere closer when we need it. And then what we'll do is we'll take a pyramid, and we'll drop that there. I'm just going to change the color now so I don't have to do it again later. And we'll grab a paver. Well, you're being badgery. That's why I said, I know most of you here already know what you're doing, but there are some people out there who are still new to this and who, don't know as much as us older veteran builders, if you will, right? But if you want to know how I built that level platform, well, Well, the reason I did it this way is because I wanted to kind of line up to that planet, if possible. I'm probably going to go a little bit higher, I would imagine, but I kind of like how just the base of that is, you know, we've got some terrain in the way. And what's going on, Gamma Wolf, by the way? Alright, so now we want to get a circle going that's kind of somewhere here. And I'm going to put out another floor panel. And we're going to turn that into a cube. And now we kind of have a center if I want to make a circular base over here. But what I want to do is basically create a center point using my block. So now if I want to do anything and have it still line up with all this, I can grab that block and know that's my center. And something smart that I don't always do, but probably should make it more of a habit, is we're going to color the block so that we know that this is our main block. Now what I want to do is kind of pretend I'm in camera and roughly find a block that's going to be not too high in this instance, hopefully. And that'll be roughly our center, which will roughly be the center of our planet in the distance. And now for me, the easiest way to get a floor panel to be vertical right there. No, what happened? What? What'd I miss? What happened to the tray? Is this your build? What the hell did I miss? Man, I gotta get on my, more better on my social medias. I mean, you know, I could put it here if you want to stand, I suppose. But then what's going to happen is our circle is going to cut through. Oh, that sucks, bro. Now, here's where we're going to run into a problem. We need to bring this out, right? Oh, you took, okay. I was like, what the hell happened to that? Already. All right, we need to bring this back just a little bit. Or we need to bring it up higher. So, because if we're going to have our center there, let's bring it up. Bring it out a little bit more. But now what you'd want to do, obviously, you probably figure out roughly where that's going to be. Which this will not be center, obviously. It'll be a little offset. Oh, no way. That sucks. Now, a friend of mine, one of my co-workers, got their car stolen from the work lot. I just want to give myself a little bit of room. Now, it probably would be the smart thing is to bring this up higher initially, but depends on what you're trying to build, you know, but you always have that way to get yourself a center point. Move this one forward a little bit. Oops. All right, now we can get rolling. Oh, insurance companies, man, you pay and pay and pay, but you know, then when you need them, oh, we're gonna raise your rates and we're not gonna deny you on everything that we can. It's like, what's the point? I don't know why I always do that. I'm always one step ahead. I'm like, no. It's like, I haven't done that part yet. You can't do the next part without the first part. And then once you have that there, then you're pretty good. You already have a center point, which is nice. You should just drag that back. And then the painstaking, arduous journey of making a circle. Oops. Although, you know, even if you're debating on, you know, what size circle you want, what am I missing? Oh, did I delete that by accident? Guess I did. No, I didn't. Alright, so I totally screwed the pooch on this. Hold on. Did I forget to do the first one? No. Yes, I did. No, I deleted the first one by accident instead of moving it. Okay. I see what I did wrong there. Now, there are bigger circle circumferences that you can make, or sides. But I find that, I think it's 32 maybe. I find this to be kind of the most useful size. Anything larger than this, and you know, I would use it probably for scaffold for another build. And then you just got this big plate that you got to figure out how to decorate. For these things, I think a 16 is kind of the way to go. You get a nice, simple, you know, if you're going to use this new part. One, the animation, you got to think about how far it goes. And then, yeah, you could go another size, but And now that we know where we want our circle, I usually throw a platform bit. So I'm kind of more in the middle. I do a little extra build in the beginning, but it doesn't really matter how you do it. And actually what I should do here, but I'm not going to bother. Yeah, maybe I will. Alright, so that, put this back a second. I think is when your character is standing on that height that you're kind of almost staring down the middle. Can I ask a question? You sure may. No. No questions. You must talk to my attorney. Yeah, of course. Ask away. Because I think that YouTube frowns upon labeling things in that manner. I could be wrong. I would. But I'd probably get some sort of mature content warning. I don't know if I'm going to do that full. You know what? No, I don't. Figure something else out here. Actually, I'm going to need to go to the other build to see roughly. I think I have a full pattern, but if I can figure out how many curved corridors I need, and that way if I can keep it a little bit more simplified, that would be nice. Yeah. Oh. There's actually a reason I leave this first one, so I can come down and get light on the lower bit if I need to. And then if you want to keep within, you know, all the borders of all this, which is not a bad idea. That's stupid. Why does that work now like that? It's almost like these parts don't exist to the game. Could do that, as long as I don't type the full word, I guess. And now you kind of get up here and you kind of see roughly where you're going to be, which is nice. But now we can center ourselves. At least it's the same height. And we will drop that on there. See, we're nice lined up now. We can get rid of that. much all of this. So the beginnings of setting this up is always just getting some platforms done so that you have a place to work. And yes, this is preferable to be up here. But I want it down there as well so that I can have it where I'm sitting down there doing anything. Because eventually I'm going to need one of these on the other side. Otherwise I spend too much time moving my camera back and forth around the build, trying to just get at my tools. Oh, okay. All right. Now I've got to... the other thing for me is, you know, I want to be able to kind of see what I'm doing. So a lot of times I'll keep moving back. I'll leave this where it is. And you know what? We're going to get rid of that one right now. So I can kind of see the full circle for work. Oops. Yeah, that should be good. And now we're going to remove this again. But it's good practice for the beginner. Kind of keep getting used to moving these parts around, because you will do it a lot in building. Janet. We do have our caffeine. All right, so now oh, I hate that Gamma Wolf. I've seen, yeah, you know what? They should get some sort of strike. I agree. All right, which is nice. I can kind of go right from here to here if I need to. But again, it's nice sometimes to just drop down on a lower platform to get some stuff done down here without kind of, you know, wiggling the camera around a bunch. And now what's a good idea as well, we should be all right here. Let's see where this meets. And if we don't like it, what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to central. Should be all right. We're not in the center of here. Let's see if we got center point here. If not, you know what? It's probably best just to drop her down right off of that. That does look centered to me. Oh, it is not. We are a little off, so now that we do have what we need here, now we can kind of do a center point off our circle. But I think in this instance, we're going to do 2. Well, we could probably wait on that. All right, so if we lose anything that we can't put back, we now have a way we can do it. Oh, really? Huh. All right. Another thing you can do, the beginning portion of it, which isn't usually a horrible idea, is to move your tools over here until you start needing to put stuff in, because then you'll actually have, spares kicking around. Unfortunately, normally what I would do is once I have this, I would line it with pavers, and then I would go through and just switch everything out to a cube. But because of the way the game is acting, where I will go to pick one of those cubes, or pavers up rather, excuse me, and it'll be like, nah, I'm not here. I know it says I am, and I'm highlighted like I'm here, and I'm saying I'm going to make the movement motion, but I'm not. And then you put it back down, build it, and it's bizarre. I don't know what's causing it, but something is. All right. So at this point, we're just going to kind of travel from the center out. Doing the whole copy bit, which is nice to just be able to move it, because you save a little time by lining the whole circle, and then you just move, replace, move, replace. And if you miss one, there's one next to it to copy. And even though we're only going to use, this circumference, it's nice to have all those other areas so that we can, later on turn to a cube or a paver or pyramid, and start adding and injecting parts in between. It gives you more options to add crap to your circle. Building crazy crap with APG. Yeah, but my stuff isn't really crazy. Building crap, maybe. Sometimes it's crazy. Yes, I have. Very impressive. Probably all this wire stuff. Although I was kind of thinking about it. Like, I haven't watched the tutorial because I don't know if it's out yet. But I was kind of thinking about how he did that. I'm like, how did he do that? And it just kind of is one of those things where it just goes to show that, there's probably a number of different ways to achieve something. You know, it's like, well, how would I make that if, you know, if I had to? Come on. And the game's probably telling me I should save first before I do anything. And sometimes I even like to just kind of, like I'll start this build thinking I'm going to do one thing and things end up in one area, and then I'm like, you know what? Nah, it doesn't work. Let's try something else, or I'll try to build off of that thing I started with. I am on PC, but I prefer using the SCUF controller because I started on console, and honestly, I just prefer it. It's what I'm used to. I find I can move my camera, you know, it's what I'm used to, and it just kind of works for me. And this is where that block cube paver stuff just, for me, it just works, you know. Kind of relatively, you know, makes sense to an extent. At least to me. And now that they've changed the build mechanic in the way that they have, it's ridiculous on you know, the things that we can get away with and do that we've always wanted to, but you know, weren't able to. Really? It'd be that interesting? Sometimes, so I gotta tell you. Like now. Just like, what the heck? Thank you. And now, you know, we have a nice crossed floor, pretty simple to do. If the glitch works for you, if you can get your timing down right. You know, and I can do this, you know, pretty much with this one set of block. Well, he just edited his video, I would imagine. Or he's got a really good way to, you know, do that. But, you know, we have that. So it's like, all right, it looked like he, you know, and then there's probably other, I can't remember it completely off the top of my head right now. But, just using that one block we started with, although this is good luck on snapping anything here, because now that snap point is locked out. So what you'd have to do is move it out of the way if you wanted to cut through, and even then you wouldn't be able to. So let's see here, what would we need to do in order to get that in? We would have to well, we could do it with a block, obviously. What Oh, what else gets locked out? You could do a half to a half. If you wanted to keep carrying out. I wonder if... hold on, I'm just trying to think here. Give me a second. In order to carry it up, you have to do a lot of holding pattern. Ooh, and that's an interesting way to make a quick... I'm going to use that in a minute or two. All right, to get that to cut through, I would do that. Since it doesn't snap. But that seems to be able to go on that. And then you would just use some holder. Well, oddly enough, when I'm not streaming, my glitch percentage is considerably better. It's probably because I'm allowed to make weird faces and be less self-conscious about it. And swear more when I miss. Come on. You frickin' frackin'. Well, even when I'm not on camera or streaming, I still don't swear too often. Come on, really? Piece of crack. Or it just does it now? Oh no, okay, I was gonna say. Come on. Wow. I wonder if it's preventing. Oh. No, that's... yeah. It shouldn't prevent. It didn't prevent the other one. That's crazy. I have never missed that many before in a single run. All right. What the heck? Thank you. Jeez Louise. About to say. Yeah, this would be a nightmare to kind of do all the time, but if you needed to, you could. There's an easier way to do this. Really? So it doesn't even want to put it in that way. Ooh. Ooh, that's not good. Snap point lockout. All right, that's kind of a bummer. So, while it is possible to carry this up, it's a little bit of work. Liking that because I'm thinking of an idea with this, but it completely blocks out the snap points. All right. Anyway, let's get back to work. All right. So now we've got all of our cubes in place. And then we got to think about where everything's going to kind of land, and what you want to do, where you want it to go. So, I need to figure out how many of these I need to make that shape that's in the other area. So, in order to do that, I need one of these. And it's in the wrong direction. Actually, what am I doing? I don't want to do that. I'd rather do this. Well, that is nice. I want a little room. You know, another freaking wacky kaleidoscope. Just trying to see if I can come up with something interesting with the animation on this new part. And then I was working on the tower, and there was a bit of interesting stuff going on with that. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can't do a... Because the tower's 3,000 plus pieces now, so... But when I was looking down and in, I noticed, you know, I noticed some great patterns, and oh, that's not a good sign. Well, looks like it crashed. I will give it a minute to tell me that it can't do anything. Is there a way to, there's some button combo I can speed this process up, you know, like Control Alt Delete sort of thing. And this is why I haven't done mods yet. No. I was gonna last night, and then I was like, you know what? And that weird crash, and the multiplayer is still kind of funky. Excuse me. So I held off on it. Plus, I was a little too tired and nip to really kind of remember how to put all that stuff in there, because I knew I had to download like JavaScript and, you know, an x64-bit and something I thought I already have, but I don't know. Yada yada yada. Well, let's see where we ended up. I'm sure the autosave is put us at a relatively decent point. Well, maybe not. Yeah, sure it has. Pretty darn close, so I'm not going to argue about that. Looks like I got to change the color again, and I forgot the ships there. All right, let's see what happens. Hopefully we won't freeze again. Might be, you know, as much as I hate to say it, I might have to tear that tower down. Might be too much of an overlap with the PlayStation build. But we can at least upload what we have. I think if I delete this stuff here, which I don't truly need, or I can always bring back, because we were going to do something different and then realized that we were probably already hurting for part count. That was Revivalizer and I trying to figure out how to run a certain set of piping. Which, yeah, I really wish they'd bring back the static, curved, and straight pipe. I wish you had a choice of both, because it's kind of important. Ooh, pardon me. Ah, that's all right, Gamma. I never expect crowd. Janet, not yet. By the time I found out about it later the day it was announced, it was already full. So I kind of was like, all right, I guess I'll wait. But from what I'm hearing, I'm probably going to wait until I know they have solidified it. I'm not going to risk my city being lost. Alright, so we're back to being uploadable. Alright, how many sides is this? And what did I do to get this? Alright, we are at... Alright, let's find a more accurate way to count this. So each one of these is one, so, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, yeah, okay. That's what I thought, okay. I'm not going to try and duplicate this because I probably wouldn't be able to for starters. And secondly, the returning piece of terrain that never seems to disappear. And, you know, I'm designing this next thing for something completely different. Levi Rivers, good morning. How you doing? That's a crappy thing. So I need to have an uploadable. I don't need to. And again, I'm more about. But it would be nice. I'm trying on that. Where's our... Tell me. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother. Okay. Alright, well, at least now we can upload this, which I'm actually going to while I'm here thinking about it. Although, I don't want to. I'm going to wait. But we are going to capture a new screenshot at least. Yeah, but it's a 3,000 part tower gamma. All right, so now I need to figure out what I want to do here. So I got to get... All right, I need to get that... so that it's walls. So I think what I need to do is... Dogito, welcome. All right, so now I think I need to do a paver bit here. But we're going to move these to the back. Yeah, that's the one thing about doing what we're about to do here. Is I now have to sort of treat this in a similar manner to the machine because, you know, we're going to need to, again, turn everything on. But now that this is horizontal, we have, you know, we can make some walkways where, no, you know, like the other one where we can, you know, hopefully just walk and do all the work we need. Yes, Dagito. I am looking for a with deep water in the middle of it. You know, something that the submersible can be used. The naughty lawn. Fine. That gets super annoying. A lot of times I'll end up building a platform over here too, just because. As deep as it can be, really. I mean, you know, pretty wide. You know, to kind of at least build, you know, something interior and have the Nautilin be able to kind of, you know, move around in it a little bit. If that makes sense. I should probably put a finds hashtaggy bit. Like planet finds or whatever. Now, I'm thinking about having kind of a music night where people hang out, and not for streaming, but just kind of hanging out. Where people join and everyone gets to play a couple songs and stuff that you may not have heard of, that you might find interesting. Kind of broaden your musical repertoire. Broaden your playlist. So like right there, it didn't okay, it's built, right? But sometimes it won't move. It's bizarre. And just kind of have a, little hangout listening session on Discord where you could share your screen if you're playing as well. Can't stream it, unfortunately, because, well, copyright BS. Yeah, see? And somehow that doubled up. And it tripled up at that point. So I don't get what's going on, because sometimes it's... and how the pyramid also can layer in on itself. Yeah, that's getting annoying already. Something seems to be going on with the glitching timing today. This is getting ridiculous these days. There we go. Where I'm going to end up breaking a knuckle one of these days. Setup is half the battle in doing anything that is not a pure snap build. And, I will repeat myself multiple times throughout the years and even in the day. That I've seen some really incredible builds that were pure snap. No glitch, no nothing, just straight up snap or placement. Now, it's usually a good idea. Oh, you're going to be a pain. There you go. Thank you. Kind of change your color ahead of time, but it can get somewhat difficult to see. The legendary legendaries, good morning. You have missed nothing but another circle build. We're going to try to prep for... We're not sure. Did I miss? Oop. So I found when trying to do these, it's best to kind of get on the interior portion of it. And then snap anything that will immediately snap in, because it helps to kind of secure the last ones. Otherwise, you will be playing Snap Point Rodeo, which is quite normal. And you're never late. No one is ever late. You're here when you get here. Ooh, hey, oh. How the hell did I do that bit? Did I go that mad? I think I did. I would have had to have. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Son of a biscuit. Welcome to my nightmare. Can I do this easier somehow? No, you cannot. Scheiße. Here we go. Let the games begin. Oh, this sucks. I didn't even think about this part. This is me being an idiot. Because I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I have to do that in order for that to happen. This is, oops, that's completely not in the right spot. Of course it went in that easy because it was not where it was supposed to go. And now we'll fight for 20 minutes with the rest of it. Oh, this is going to be some bloody work. I'm rolling in crap right now. Shite. Only 15 more times. Yeah, buddy. As a matter of fact, you know what? Forget all that noise. Deal with our consequences. Actually, you know what? Let's deal our consequences here. That way I can turn that into a block later and have a straight shot down at that. Perfect. And this, again, is why I love the paver cube. I mean, the cube paver, raised paver pyramid. Or cube pyramid raised paver. You know, if you can kind of be like, oh, if I hold this here, I can, you know, turn that into a block. And now I've got, you know, something at that angle. You know, I mean, I could add these later by using universal adjacencies in a short wall. But, you know, right now I need to hold my part just in case I fumble and I, you know, delete something by accident. All right, so now I only have to do this a bunch more times. We may get into Builder's Hush, just so you're aware. in order to try to expedite. I seem to always do a little bit better when I am not flapping my gums around, much like right now. And I would probably advise to leave that floor there just so you don't get lost if you're new to building. And even if you're not, sometimes you're like, shoot, what angle is that? So you should end up with a bunch of V when we're done, or greater than, less than symbols. And this is why it's sort of important to kind of be like, until you're moving on to your next one, because then you can take that and then you just sort of, you're not getting as lost. So now we know here we're going to try to get that hold. Get rid of all your setup bits. And now we're going to go opposite. We're going to go square to paver. Or cube to paver. Drop it back. Move the top. Add the paver. Bring in the wall, or the floor, rather. One, two, three. There we go. Let's see, we're starting to build up that kind of shape. And it probably wouldn't be a horrible idea to save after every few. Just so you don't have to do it all over again. And again, this is all pointers for you new builders out there, you new glitchers. Not there are too many who watch my channel. Most people who watch me are pretty versed in building and glitch building. I usually wait till I get to about here, and then I usually drop a save. we're just going to look here, make sure that we are, yep, go to the next one. Throw some light on. Yeah, I love this planet. Perfect color, perfect dark, clean environment. I don't get a color change on my floor panels. This is a good environment. Clean atmosphere. Well, so some people are new to, glitch building, if you will, although it is basically just part of the mechanic these days, which I am super happy about. But, and some people who are just new to building in general, where, they don't know some of the little helpful tidbits that we've all suffered through, made our mistakes, and like, don't do this yourself. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to make a tutorial for these things, and I don't, I've heard multiple people say that I should, which, but I don't know, how to get it out to the people who could use it, I guess, Because most people who do hang out here, again, are people who have followed me for some time. Later, Kim. That's right, damn it. We're building some crap. Crip. And like I said, we should probably do a save. And I know we're not quite 2 hours in, but that coffee is cooking through me today. I might need to take a bio break in a few minutes here. Got the old leg cross happening. Like, yeah, I could probably be a little more comfortable. Building some crap with Kevin. Building crap with APG. You want to learn how to build this crap? Well, I can show you. At least try. Pardon me, excuse me. I guess that coffee's been hitting my stomach funny today. They changed my brand. I'm hoping this is going to be enough to do what I want, but I don't know. I may have to alter. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get that that sort of curved shape to the cone, so that when reviewing it we have that interesting pattern like the tower. We'll go back and forth between the two, just so I can, try to half-heartedly explain and then go show you visually what I'm actually talking about. And again, this is all, it's all about the setup. Sometimes I try to do this ahead of time, but I thought with this one being a little different because we have to do this in order to get that shape, as far as I know, if I'm doing this right. So we'll find out shortly-ish. I've been trying to be nice and wait until I get this part done before taking a break. Now you got to be super careful. Well, not super careful because we still have things here, but later you want to be super careful that you don't, when you start getting into areas like this. I tend to rush a little bit on stream so that people aren't waiting as long for me to get something done, but that can cause mistakes that can be very dangerous later on. So, it's usually a good idea to slow down a little bit, get your vibe on, and, make sure you're deleting what... I don't know how many people, and we, kind of joke about this, when you're deleting, you're just sitting there holding your breath, making sure that you don't accidentally delete, an important keystone part, But, as you can tell, this is really cube, raised paver, and pyramid, or cube, pyramid, raised paver, however we're saying it these days. There's a food truck down the street from my apartment. I am thinking about, on the way home, after stream, I gotta go and do errands. I really, really want to try and do a second stream. I've been trying all week, but I keep running into issues. Last night I was like experimenting with creating the tutorial, but I'm like, there's so many different uses for this thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I gotta kind of find the best case scenarios, I guess, or I need to start somewhere simply, and I just can't figure out how to start it. Why did I do that? That made no sense. Like what to demo first and how to explain, like, all right, here's these three parts, and here's the things you can do with it, but a lot of it tends to be situational. But it's also a good way to kind of start a scaffold up, because it does give you so many options, and this is why I'm kind of talking it out as well while I do this. Later on, and for part holding, or place holding rather, so that you have... Tell me that. Come on, stop. Be a good game. Do a good job. And again, I wish I could just set up all the pyramids and go through and move and add, but with the way it's been acting, it's so bizarre that I can't count on it. I cannot rely on the glitch to work. Well, actually, I can't rely on the part being there, which is kind of weird. It's there, but it's not. Okay, see this part? See how you just highlighted it like you're about to do something with it? Well, you're not gonna. And let's do a save. That looks like a good roughly halfway point. Or a quarter, three-quarter, quarter, half, yeah, half. And again, never hurts to just drop in a couple of safety nets. All that's going to do is prevent you from having to do even more work. So we'll wait on these, except for you. All right. Hey, what happened to my pyramid there? Did I delete that by accident? I don't remember doing that. Doesn't mean I didn't, but I remember deleting it. And yes, it does help to kind of do this. Replacing your parts. I'm kidding. Well, kind of half kidding, half not, to be honest. Sometimes it does. I know I do find myself doing it a lot more than I think. That's for sure. No. Yes. No. Do your job. Thank you. Do go to the laboratory. I really am trying to just finish this and then be like, all right, we need to take a break. And watch, the last glitch is going to take way too long. If I could do the pee-pee dance in my chair, I would be doing it right now. Dang it! And work. Please work. Uh-huh. Oh no, no snap point rodeo right now. We were just there. You were just in spot. Thank you. And save. Boop. All right. The Grumpy Papa. Welcome, welcome. Ah, Grumpy Papa. You have come to the right spot. Although before I need to start wearing Depends, I gotta run and use the laboratory. I'll be right back. Give me like 3 minutes. Thank you. I hope you're still here, and then we'll, the Grumpy Papa, which, by the way, I love your name. I'll show you kind of what we're doing and what we've been messing with here. But we'll show you. I'll be right back. See you soon. Ah! All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Thank you, thank you. Well, the Grumpy Papa, I'm in my 50s, so if that tells you anything. And you always, please, please, always feel free to ask questions. I can even, if you need some simple beginner stuff, I can run through that. All you got to do is ask. That's why I'm here. Beeblebum has some quite advanced tutorials as well, but he's got some great beginner style tutorials. What's going on with my controller? All right, there we go. All right, so yes, what I am doing is somewhat advanced. But once you get the hang of this cube, pyramid, and raised paver, there's so much you can do by just kind of thinking about what your snap points are and where your snap points are and how to kind of move them around. And these three tools will kind of really help you along. If you have some basic glitch, like if you know how to do the cache glitch or universal adjacency, depending on how you learn it, if you can do that, everything is open to you, and I can help show you how to unlock some of this stuff. I do also offer private tutorials. You can reach me on the Discord, and we can set up a time for me to help you through some basic stuff, and then just kind of give you some ideas on how this works. And then you go off and you make a mess somewhere. Because that's all I'm doing, really. All right. So, but the Grumpy Papa, if you are still here, I will show you essentially what we're kind of trying to achieve. And we're going to save again because, well, why not? And now I got to remember where I put my, yeah, it's down here, isn't it? Yeah, so if I just drop underneath here, let's do a drop. Yeah, there we go. So, some of the most important, well, not important, some of the most widely used techniques. Yeah, I had that going on the other day where it was disconnecting and reconnecting on me, Grumpy Papa. TGP. So basically what I'm doing is, I don't know if you've done the expedition, the recent expedition, which I did not get to finish, so I didn't get the ship, but I was able to get the important part for me, which was the building part. So basically what I'm doing is I am creating, using this new part, the boundary seal, stabilize local boundary, and we are making little energy cores and crazy art out of these. So I'm essentially making these. I still got to fix the other one on the other side. I don't know how, but I have to. I haven't figured it out yet. I may just leave it and be like, yeah, whatever. Film only this one because it works the way it's I like. Well, this is the kind of secondary experiments. The very first thing I built was this monstrosity right here. 7, 8. And then we do a lot of running around. This is kind of a chore, but it, in my opinion, is well worth a little bit of effort to turn on and then enjoy the crazy visuals that you get from it. And the nice thing is all you got to do is hold down the X button, in my case here, and just walk. As long as it, you know, you get the thing, as soon as you start it and get to the next one, you're finishing up with that last one. So it's kind of nice. You can just kind of hold the X button down and just walk, hit the reticle, and you're good to go. I added some walkable area here. And you do the same thing. And then you go on the inside and you do the lower curve. You get to about down here. And then you swing around to the other side. Oh, hey. And yes, I know. This is my complete overboard attempt. All right, so then we do that. We come back around to the front. And we have this, which I'll turn on the remainder here. And it always helps to have another character here to get the camera moving, but there you go. That's what this was. For me, that would have probably been the 80s. Born in the 70s. Yeah, so I basically have been, so I used to make these things, thank you. I made these things back in the day called the Sci-Fi Kaleidoscope. Now it's called the APG Engine. And I made a couple different versions, and then I made one with using the base teleporter as a lens, and you could see the stuff in the distance, but you could never, you know, physically get into it with your character, and now you can. It's really amazing in my mind. You know, that you can actually interact with this now instead of just staring at it, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, there are downsides to working with this part, but You know, the minute you walk away from it, it tends to shut off. How long will this go on? What do you mean? Well, this will stay on as long as you stay within range. The minute you walk away, the front here, what you're staring at, will shut off, and the first set of rings from this way will shut off. But as long as you just kind of hang here, it should be, as far as I can tell, indefinite. The minute you walk away from it, it shuts down with the animation, but the part is still lit and this internal thing is spinning, but all the other animations have stopped. But so far from what I've noticed, if I just sit here, this will go. So I started with the large one just to kind of, you know, see how crazy I could go, if the game would, you know, crash a lot, or if I could get away with doing something this intricate, if you will. And have it be as stable as possible. Now, you know, I had it shorter. I had like 3 rings, but I felt it was a little too short, so I added the additional, so when you were in the middle of it, you could actually, you know, look around this. Otherwise, it was very confined, and you didn't really quite get that feeling of being in, you know, in the midst of all this. And this is what I mean about being, you know, before my old versions, you know, you're looking through the back of the base terminus, but now it's so bright and foggy you can't. And they changed the animation, but I want to still use it because it's different than this animation if you combine the two. But again, before you were looking through the lens, and then, you know, you had to walk forward or back to kind of adjust where the effect was happening because it was just on the outer ring. You know, it'd just be like on this border here. And then, you know, I mean, it was still cool. But this is cooler because you're in it. And it's just a little more versatile to build with on some levels. I'm wondering if, like, when a character jumps with a crazy jetpack in here, if you see that warble, you know. I'm pretty sure, like here, if I get my laser going, you can probably find, actually it's probably better if I go into first person. But yeah, you can kind of see it on the side of the laser there. It's better. So no matter what, and this is why I wish we had different color light beams, because then you could, you know, create. Now I'm trying to figure out how to, you know, change colors or add colors. Right on, Grumpy. Glad to have you aboard. And I'm serious. Like, if you ever have any questions, just ask. Doesn't matter what I'm in the middle of. Anyone here will tell you. I will stop doing whatever it is I'm doing because I'm usually happy to take a break from me trying to figure something out to show somebody something that I've either done or has a question about. You know, it's what it's about. Helping people be more creative with their builds. That's really what I try to help with whenever possible. Little ship charging area. All right, let's get back to work. But yeah, this is basically what we've been working on here is, you know, different ways to kind of add this, see if we can get different patterns. You know, because this interacts with lighting and ambient lighting. So this is a newer pattern, this X with the ones on the side and the center. I'm getting kind of a new cross swoop. But what I'm not liking about it so much, but I'm wondering if I put the, you know, another set of boosters up here. But I don't want it to be all that, you know, ready orange color. I want to have some separation here. So again, you know, all experiments right now. This is all experiment. And since I went and turned on that thing behind the ship, notice how now when I come back in here, this is no longer on. These are because I was close enough to them, you know, and I stayed within range. But as soon as I left the range of whatever, you know, it is here, you know, we lost all of that. So unfortunately, I'm still wanting to light all this in here. I gotta figure something out for this. Exactly. Some of us OG, original glitches. Old glitchers. Yeah, the community in this game is pretty adult. Yes, you're always going to find your trolls and your other things, but predominantly it is adult and older adult. And generally speaking, the younger players are pretty darn mature and act appropriately. So the idea that I'm working with now is actually coming from this area, which is a tower with a ball made out of corridors. Yeah, we're here. Why not? And I need to look anyway to remember stuff. And you know, when looking through it the other day, when adding some stuff, I was like, oh, this would be really neat if I did it as a, you know, a straight walk, you know, or I might even do a walkthrough on this one. This might be interesting. But this tower here, when viewing from this direction and with the lighting on that we had going yesterday, which I could turn on, I suppose. Actually, wouldn't be too difficult, would it? No. And I'm experimenting with placement and, you know, what shows up and what doesn't, and, you know, how do I, you know, have things interact. So when you're looking in a certain, because with this, it's very directional in your perspective on how you're looking at it to get it to, you know, to show the animation. You know, at some angles you don't see everything. On some angles you see part. On other angles you see like a whole bunch of stuff you couldn't see before. So it's, you know, pretty wild. And of course, you know, I don't have a motion camera because I'm not multiplayer. We will have to contend with the lighting as it is. And because it is not in motion, I actually need to use my build camera. Yeah, that's right. But I was looking at this going, hey, you know, instead of having to do what I just did, we had one that we could look at straight on and throw some different colors and whatnot in there. We might get something kind of neat. See, like this now, you know, you have to be at a certain spot to really see the interaction, you know, with the globe or sphere portion of it. So that's that. And now I gotta remember how to... There you are. Should probably make that somewhere else. A little easier to access. So right now I'm doing scaffold to kind of create a similarity to what I had in that tower, but on a, you know, horizontal version, you know, looking at it this way, not that way. In a lot of my early streams, you'll see the, you know, the kaleidoscopes. There's the original, the very first one I made a few years ago on my channel. All right, now comes the other wackadoo part, which now I'm gonna have to, instead of here, put them on the inside, but need them at the moment. You have a good save. And actually, once we do our next part, we will actually have a holding part. I think I need to do the back side as well. But I think I have to, because it's more work. I'm really not looking forward to it. All right, so this we're gonna go with our usual, so that we know what it is that we're doing. Where are you? Let's go with that one. All right, so where do I want to be? Everything's facing in right now. I guess we'll take that. Come on, where are you? No, you're on the opposite one. All right, so we're probably gonna have to do it this way. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to turn it. No, not without. Oh, yep, never mind. Now, doing this the other way, get a neat wall, as we have in our city build. For this, I need the window, or wall, if you will, to connect the corridors to, I think. Again, this is the, I think I'm doing what I need to do. I mean, either way, we're going to need a circle. So, at least for part partway there on that. This can get a little funky. There it is. Sometimes you keep rotating, it'll kind of fall into place. Other times it'll skip out. Like, see how it kind of lays flat there, but now if I keep doing that rotation but move the camera around a little bit, it might be on a curve at this point that is not happy. And sometimes if you can just get it to get in there, you're better off just doing that, and then, oh, like I just had it, like that. And hope for the best on this. And give it a flip. There'll be certain parts of the, the curve that you'll notice you'll have some, you have to move around a little bit more. I find coming in from this angle usually works a little better. But not always. Welcome to building in No Man's Sky, where, as we say, why ask why? It's No Man's Sky. Alright, so we're going to flip. Hopefully one of those flips lands us interior. No? Fine, we'll move down here then. Where are you? Where's that one? Right here. What a pain in the brisket. Alright, come on. Why are you being so difficult? Alright, move on. Find one we're actually going to be able to use. There we go. And sometimes moving forward or back, whatever, helps, because now you've taken up some of the snap point choices, and the game can kind of get a little happier with you. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to go in this way. I see ya. Not the easiest thing in the universe to do, yes. But once you're done, you're done. This is one of the harder areas, is this lower bit. Just because the snap points are a little crazy at this point. Come on. All right, you know what? We'll move on. Let's try this one. Snap Point Rodeo. Yes, this can get very, very finicky. So a lot of times I'll just move to the ones I can and oops. But for some reason that lower arc is not the way to go. I might need to come at it from the other side. Let's try that. Alright, so you two, and you are a singular, so come on. Why? Such a pain. Yeah, I know we have 1,000 snap points here, but it shouldn't be this difficult to get the last couple in. It really shouldn't. So we will do what we can and try and make it work for us. So at this, I'm like gonna rotate. Oh, I could have sworn I saw it. I'll rotate the part. See if I can't. This is not an easy task. Snap Point Rodeo, here we go. There you are, thank you. Again, usually if I can get one of them, keep spinning it. All right, we have two more. We're going to try this method that we've been doing here, and that seems to work. Although I should probably shut my mouth because now it won't. Bet your bottom dollar we will be hitting the save button as soon as we can. Thank you. Nope. Damn it. Don't start swearing. Don't start cursing. Relax. Breathe. Don't throw your controller across the room. Come on, get in there. It's our last bits. Once we get this, we're good. Then we can move on. But right now we can't because this isn't going where it's supposed to go. Son of a biscuit, come on. We got 2 more, right? Yes. You know what? I'm taking you the way you are right there. Because then we can flip you, right? Thank you. All right, one more. Oh, don't even tell me I just had it. Yes, I did. Come on, right there, right there, right there, right there. Thank you. Nightmare. Now we will save. Wait. Where's my save? Okay. Damn, that was a lot of effort. Alright, so we're going to come through here now, I believe. Like so. It's done. Okay, but we don't have that crossover. How did we get the crossover before? See, this is a straight up one. We need the ones on the side, don't we? Yes, we do. This is going to be too close, right? Do we need to bring this out? That's different and new, though, isn't it? Well, it's similar. The other one's had a slight bend in. Alright, this needs to not do that. We're going to have to put in the other side, too. We're going to, yep, damn it. I'm going to have to throw in this section as well. It means I got to flip all the floors up in that area, too. I was afraid of that. Darn it. I might not need to, okay. Yeah, these aren't doubling up the same either. We're not getting the same effect as the other ones, which gave us that pattern. So I need to figure out where that comes into play. You know, we had like 4 corridors per corridor in order to get our other look. But, you know, let's see what we get out of this. It might prove to be interesting. Or it might just be a complete and utter disgusting mess. But we're not going to know until we try, so let's give it a try. But I do think I need to make my traditional box shape in order to get this to do what I want it to do. Because in that way I have the doors, or the walls rather, excuse me, in that, you know, in the positions that the other one I know is in. It's just more work. I just was hoping I could maybe get something neat out of less without having to go through all the effort of what we just went through again. Because we'd have to do the, you know, all the fill-in spots that we have not done yet. And as per usual, each one of these has, a number of sides. That's when it starts to get weirdo double uppy, doesn't it? Yes. And a lot of what we do here, Grumpy Papa, excuse me, is, we try to experiment, just kind of see what happens. A lot of times, neat things happen. A lot of times, a lot of time is wasted. But still, usually at least have fun doing it. I'm trying to see where the... Alright, so we can see that the pattern is off. And now we gotta try to figure out where to meet up with that pattern right there. I have a feeling we're gonna be in a similar predicament as we were just in. Right here, I can see it. Cyberwolf. What's going on? Yeah, we need to add in the other layer. I really don't want to. There's so much more work. This will actually tell us if our pattern is complete. A little easier, which it is. Although now I'm looking at this going, damn, that looked kind of neat. As some form of a ground display. I do that? Thank you, Janet. Okay, I think. I think. Oh, hold on. Probably change the color. Oh, something's funky there. Pigs. You see what you choose to see. Yeah, I need to do the full set. As much as I really don't want to, I need to do the full set. The work is going to be, I mean, half of it's done. So I guess I'm all right with that. And a lot of this right now is also like, you know, I mean, it's R&D. We're experimenting. It's all about having fun experimenting. Trying to see what kind of craziness we can get away with. Bummer we lose all that other blue, but be able to bring that back in another way. All the wires there. I'm not sure what this is going to do. This is going to be weird. I think we need to open that up a little more. I think we came down on this a little too tightly. We're gonna get more of an egg shape, I think, but this is completely and utterly bizarre. I do not know what I'm doing here. We're just gonna get complete and utter wackiness. It's sort of the whole point, isn't it, though, right? What are we gonna get out of this? Like, this could be... Oh, that's kind of neat. I wasn't expecting that. Sometimes it's just a question of also, like, holy, like, what's this? Maybe we can make something out of it. And you know how I am about choosing a part. Like, hey, let's make something out of this part. You know, what can we do? And I might have to readjust where all my platforms are. Or kind of reevaluate what the hell I'm doing right here. I feel like we're missing one or two. Yep, we are. Where are you? And we might be missing him in the main. I think we are. I may have not read the pattern properly. Yeah. Because I think I'm missing something, am I? Maybe not. This just looks funky. Right, not really a sphere, more of a... Damn it, now I want to flip this the other way. I hate when I do this to myself. Yeah, now I want to flip this the other way, take that, reverse it. That's floating in the middle of those two things. And then we have energy around it. This is what happens with R&D. Excuse me. Damn it. Because if we just do this, although we're still going to lose out on a view, which is kind of a bummer. But if I take that, I do this sort of thing. Damn it. I hate when I do this to myself. So we're not going to do that today because that means building another circle. That doesn't take me too long, usually. But I wish the curve corridor had an electrical contact on the, outer curve. It does not. Well, that was neat. I think we need to reevaluate a little bit, but maybe it's that. There's that crossover. I can figure out how to make it land where I need it. Let's see, right there and there. Right on. Well, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. hopefully we'll see you again. I'm usually on Sunday mornings as my kind of main day. I do a nice mellow Sunday morning. And then usually Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. And then depending on when I get home from work throughout the week. But Sunday is the day I try to be consistent. Enjoy your lunch. Have a great rest of your day. That's going to give us a different. And here we go again. The fight begins. A large percentage of this too, don't forget, is, we're some of a lot of this stuff we're looking at, pretty much straight on. So you're really just trying to grab pattern and edges and things like that a lot of times. And then now if we were to redo all that, we would have a brand new section of those that is going to give us some wackiness. Because now we're at a wacky angle. And this is why I want to now do it the other direction. Because I had a feeling we were going to get some sort of kind of cool pattern. Who knows what the hell's going to happen, The outside bit. I don't know if I got all the spots. Think so. Well, if it's at a wacky angle and I need the wacky angle, or if that's the other angle. Which means I would have to remove something. Oh, that gets confusing real fast. All right. Ooh. Look at that. See, now just that, in repetition, you know, believe it or not, it'll probably look halfway decent. Although now I'd have to figure out how to... I don't know, I could do that spatially, I guess. Well, if I want to change the color on this, might as well better think about that ahead of time. I'm already liking that a lot better. There's an internal, like a good pattern. Yeah, because once it hits those parts, it's gonna, one, pull out the light. And this is why experimenting is important. It's like, start off with one thing and then end up with something completely different. I didn't even see that. Oh, now I gotta think about flipping all that stuff over, which we need to put this in here anyway in order to do that, because etc. etc. So I'm gonna have to turn those in order to match them. Joby Comics, what's going on? I think I like that better, but we need all this in there, so let's do it. Need the holding pattern. Where are you? Where are you? That direction. Because as you go around the, you know, the apex, it will change on you. Like that, for example. I'm not sure if I'm going to go curb side or this side as the internal. I guess we'll do half and half and we'll see effect, if you will. No, I better do one or the other. At least for now, when I'm trying to figure out where things are going. We'll do make sure that the inner circle all matches. And we'll go from there. That will be probably next time, because looks like we're getting near our 3-hour mark. Now, if I get anywhere on this later after errands, I think it's worthwhile. I will pop back on and be like, hey, this happened. Or my day will take longer than expected and I'll have to wait till next time. But that should give us a neat interior. A little difficult to see what you're doing, but right there I see it. Just keep skipping by it. Right there. Damn it, I can't tell sometimes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That is not it. Yes, I think. There it is. All right. Whew. It's amazing how building in the game has evolved. I can't even begin to say how many game iterations I've gone through with building. You doing much building these days, Joby? With your family life taking, I would imagine is one, significantly more important. Yeah, I was just saying that the other day. I could have really used them for... And the parts are acting very funny in cache. A little multiplying apart. It's kind of odd. Weird. Alright, so now we should have it all pointing inwards. Maybe we'll do an alternating. That might actually be the way to go. Oh, well. Yeah, it's bizarre. You can't move it, and yeah. I don't like it. I mean, just with that, we've already got an interesting pattern. You know? And now, of course, I'm now thinking this needs to get turned on its side, but we will we will work with what we have as usual. Not sure what to do with it yet. All right, we are 3 hours in. I have some errands I have to get done, but I want to try, if I come up with something neat or we get somewhere after I get my errands done tonight, I will try to come back and show you what I got done. Other than that, what I'll probably do is we will wait until the next time. It's a basic surprise, if you will. But this is really neat. I like this. So what we got going on here? And I think if I just do a oh, sound author, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and swing back her again. I have some errands I gotta get done, and it is one of those you know, it's a necessity kind of thing. See, so I could conceivably do something like that, which looks funny. Is there another spot in here? Does that come by later? See, and all of these bits, I could, you know, end up with a block in here if I needed it, you know? To then manipulate the parts further. No, just doing a different one. Just trying something new. I will try to keep it less than 96 to turn on this time. But, you know, I'm just trying to come up with a new pattern, you know, that, you know, hopefully will get us more of that kaleidoscope effect we've been shooting for. Figured I would do one more thing before I had to go do errands. I really don't want to. I just want to enjoy the day. I suppose I could have got some of these done yesterday, but it's kind of gross out yesterday. That sort of. Just kind of curious to see what we can get for a look. That kind of neat. And there's always the, you know, it's dual-sided. These are generally dual-sided. But see what I mean by just taking apart, you know, you could flip this around and make it a building. You could, you know, just by using, you know, a corridor and a wall. You know, you could get an interesting looking, you know, and heck, you could probably even widen this out a little bit more and, you know, have a, you know, a walk around underneath it. This could turn into a, you know, whatever you want it to be, really. But that is the crazy fun thing about No Man's Sky building, is you can pretty much do just about anything. And usually get some form of cool pattern or shape or whatever. And for years I've been saying, you know, just need to build a building. You know, make some art. Make something wacky and abstract. Don't follow the trends, man. But what's neat is, I used a handful of parts. If we really kind of dive into it, it didn't take too long to create something interesting to look at. And because of the way that we have put this together, we have also created an interesting blue outline. So, and if we were to cut down on the, the lighting and everything, if I had another character in here, and we'll throw the camera on just for fun, since nothing's really moving here. And even interior, we have some neat, shapes and designs. So I'm now actually thinking about switching this to that. Yeah. It's a tough call. But now we look around and it's like, okay, what's connecting to what? And how could I, get some neat little negative space bits that are showing some light. I'm sure we could probably figure out a way to highlight some of that stuff. We could add in some parts using the door. We could bring our cubes back into play, which is usually what ends up happening here. In order to What do you mean new holographic parts? Oh, the wonders? Yes, I have. Their reliability is what keeps me from using them on a regular basis at the moment. But, I will probably mess with them a bit more. But yeah, I mean, there's, limitless possibilities. And this all started with me, making a circle, using the cube, pyramid, and raised paver. So, and every manipulation up until that point, has been using those three parts to just basically move everything around. And not getting, for me, as overly lost with using a bunch of wires, which I used to do. Crisscross with the master, using those things. I just find this easier to kind of move things around with large visuals. Like the holographic Gek, yeah, I've used him in, the city stuff. Not in these yet, really. And heck, if we had that raised up and flat, we could, so like we were just seeing there, heck, we could take could have made just give me this piece. You can even make legs for it, the supports. And just using, a few parts, you can do a whole lot. I mean, we haven't even, again, you just do this sort of stuff and you add to it just to kind of see where it takes you. It may take you somewhere neat, it may not, But sometimes it doesn't hurt just to give it a try. That's why a lot of times you'll see me, I'll just use one part, I'll place it in a bunch of different areas, and sometimes it's like, ooh, you know. And then you run the whole thing and you're like, damn, didn't expect that. Or, you know, you do it all and you're like, yeah, it's cool, but not quite. You know, so, you know, don't be afraid to make sure to give yourself plenty of time to experiment. But, you know, don't be afraid to just try stuff. As we say, throw in parts. Throw parts against the wall, see what sticks, you know? It's really kind of the way to do it. And who knew we were going to get that neat little light effect like that, you know? I didn't. I thought we were about to close it all off and we wouldn't get anything out of it. But we got just enough of it to create this little pattern, which, you know, is neat. We may try to figure out how to do that again. Or we may lose it all and end up with something completely different next time we come back here. Who knows? It's one of those. It's always a crapshoot when it comes to R&D. But it's all about having fun. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about what other people are going to like and not like. Especially at this point, you know, get an R&D going, find an empty planet, throw some parts around, take some techniques and practice them, you know, and don't get overwhelmed by trying to think of something to build. You know, start by just, you know, working off of a circle or a square, or, you know, take the triangles and put them together in that shape that they end up in, which I think is a hexagram. You know, and flip things in that shape. You know, start small, expand out. You know, keep your setups, you know, simple in the beginning, and then elaborate as you start to feel more comfortable and learn, you know, a few things here and there. That would be some suggestions I would make. And I've had that, you know, you get that. We're all adults here. That you feel like you got a booger. You're like, I hope that's not hanging out. It's that time of year already, and I'm like, I hate this time of year. All right. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. As always, this has been a lot of fun. Good to have people here, and you know, hopefully somebody out there has learned a little something today. And as always, if you want to learn something and you're new to building and you know, feel like you need a little push with something new. Oh, Dashboard, you're coming in right at the end today. Oh, and actually, let's see if there's somebody we can raid. Please, you know, people raid me, and I keep, whenever I tend to end, nobody's on usually. We're going to try and be back on again later, Dashboard, if I come up with something with this. But currently I'm just, we're just wrapping up 3 hours because I have some errands I got to get done. So I wanted to do at least a few hours today. If I get home, we'll do more. But anyway, thanks again for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Sorry for those of you who came in late. This has been me, that wacky guy, Kevin C. here. Wishing all of you out there in the No Man's Skyverse a little bit of love, peace, and Starship Grease. And I was looking to see if we had anyone, but I don't see anyone on my phone anyway, currently doing anything No Man's Sky. So, anyway, you know what else I'm going to say? I'm going to have to say, get those action pants on, get out there, start building some wild and wacky stuff. All right. Until the next time, enjoy the rest of whatever time you got going on. All right. Take care, y'all.